If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
What's up, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving. How you doing, Nate?
I'm doing great. Thanksgiving's coming up.
Hell
Thanksgiving
yeah.
break. It's gonna be different this year, but it's
Different
gonna be
how? What
fun.
you mean?
Huh?
What do you
Well,
mean different?
we have plans to have some extended family to come into town, but they ain't coming because they got COVID.
True.
So definitely don't want them to come since they have that.
That's crazy. That's
So it's gonna be
unfortunate.
a little small. It's gonna be small for us this year, but it'll be fun.
Nice, man. I'm excited. I love Thanksgiving.
Yes, sir. But what do you like
What's
more, Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Christmas? Christmas for sure, for sure.
Well,
You,
why do you love Thanksgiving?
Cause it's just nice to get together with the family and eat some potatoes and some corn and some
Were you gonna say mac and cheese?
cauliflower, mac and cheese too, probably ham, turkey, all those things. What else? What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
My
Your
favorite Thanksgiving dish is
favorite?
probably the mashed potatoes.
Mm,
What's yours?
um, I don't know. I think it mashed potatoes are definitely up there. I think my favorite. I don't know. It's hard. I really love stuffing.
hmm I don't like
Um,
stuffing.
really,
Yeah, stuffing's ass.
bro.
It's it's so like flavorless. It's gross.
Well, then you've had bad stuffing then because
No, no, no,
no,
no,
wait,
no, no,
because
no, no.
it's definitely not flavorless though. At least the stuffing that I've had, I've never had flavorless stuffing. You have some that's bad stuffing then, because stuffing is one of the most flavorful
No.
things. It's so good. Whatever, man.
Do you have the
All right, how
stuffing
do you,
that? Do you have the stuffing that's stuffed in the turkey?
no, I don't think we normally do that.
But actually, I would have to change. My favorite dish is probably the homemade rolls. That's probably my favorite.
Rolls are good.
Yes, they are,
How
especially
do
when
you
they're homemade.
How do you feel about sweet potatoes or sweet potato? What is it? Sweet potato uh, casserole? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
sweet potato casserole. I like green bean casserole too.
Oh, me too. That's good
Yeah,
stuff.
that shit's good.
That, that's good stuff. Mm.
So, on both sides of your family, do you have like a favorite dish, like on your dad's side, and a favorite dish, like on your mom's side, or are they pretty much?
No.
Because I know like different sides kind of cook like some different ways.
Yeah, I kind of forget. Like I kind of for I forget with like on my dad's side or whatever when we have Thanksgiving, which this year we're gonna have Thanksgiving with my dad. We're going to Tennessee, and so it'll be kind of interesting to see how that goes. Like everyone's gonna be in Tennessee, and I don't know what the plans are for Thanksgiving Day exactly, but I'm sure it'll be good. So we'll see. But I don't know. I always forget. I remember like all the stuff that my mom cooks and stuff, but then when it comes to like having Thanksgiving dinner or whatever with my dad, I'm like, I don't really remember what he did or what like what we had.
Was Thanksgiving
So
Denny's?
Denny's. No, not quite. But I do love one thing that I love on I think mostly it's Christmas, but I feel like on Thanksgiving too is like sometimes like my mom would make like cinnamon rolls or
Hmm.
like monkey bread or something like in the morning, and like that was always like the best. Like starting out the day with some nice cinnamon rolls.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The pies are always good too. What's your favorite pie?
Yes. Well, I love pumpkin pie. So this
Yes.
is this is it's pumpkin pie season. I love like pumpkin rolls, pumpkin whatever,
Give
pumpkin
me all the
cookies,
pumpkin you can.
pumpkin cheesecake. I love it all. It's so good.
Yeah, my
I
favorite pie
love
is
pumpkin
pumpkin
pie.
cheesecake.
Oof.
I'm trying to convince my wife to make that because she asked what kind of pies I wanted because she's in charge of the pies this year.
Hmm.
And I was like, "Can I get a pumpkin cheesecake, please?" Even if I'm the only one that eats it, I'm fine with that.
Well, you gotta have pumpkin
No, of course.
for sure.
We'll have like
Yeah, it's good.
cherry, pumpkin. I don't think anybody likes apple, but apple's always good, but I don't think we're gonna have apple.
Yeah,
I think it's a little bit
apple's
harder
good.
to make since you have to like
Mm.
kind of make the apples a little bit softer or whatever. So,
Yeah, true, true.
yeah, man.
Nice, man. Very nice. Exciting.
Well, was there any like movie news or anything? I mean, there's one thing
Um,
that I know that happened this week that I thought was kind of interesting.
well, let's hear it, Mother Flower. What you got?
Well, it's kind of crazy that Wonder Woman is gonna
Oh
be on
yeah.
HBO Max for Christmas.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's that was that was big. I feel like out of all um yeah, out of anything like this is like the first one of these movies that's supposed to be coming out that they've been like, yeah, it's gonna be on HBO Max or whatever. That's it's like a big superhero movie, like, and it's just gonna be on HBO Max for everyone to see.
Yeah, this I
That's
just
pretty
looked it
cool.
up on Google, and one of them says like why like Wonder Woman went on HBO Max, but another one says Tenant's limp box office performance
Mm,
sent Wonder Woman to HBO Max.
nice. Well, I think it's smart.
I can't remember if it's gonna be like a Disney situation where you're gonna have to pay
Ooh,
for it in the app. I can't
I don't
remember.
know.
Or if you it says a combination that would allow the movie to play in theaters on Christmas Day while also making a splash on HBO Max.
Splash.
But yeah, actually, it looks like you can just
Just
watch the movie.
straight up on it.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that's super nice. Yeah, I think we're gonna see more of that happening. I think that, I don't know. It's gonna take a while for movie theaters to become, you know, to be what they were like a year ago. So, like pre-COVID movie theaters, like I don't know if we'll ever, or at least not in the very near future. It's gonna take a while before things are, you
Hmm.
know, how it were. So it makes sense. And hopefully, they do that with some more of these movies. Because, yeah.
Slay Magazine. We have glimpsed our streaming future, and it sucks. Talking about it going to it. I
Oh.
mean, yeah, it's gonna suck, but like if they have the option for it, and I think it could be better partnerships with these streaming services where,
Hmm.
like what Disney did, like, hey, what if we release this movie in theaters, but if they want early access to it or something, they can pay, $15 to watch it at home.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
way they're maybe making money in both ways. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because maybe, like I told you, like I have family members, like my wife's side, like they have young kids, so they paid the $30 for the new Mulan movie, because that would be cheaper than going to the theater and getting all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So in those
Yeah, it's nice.
situations, it makes sense. But for regular people, like you or something like that, or like me, like I'm not gonna pay $30 just for a movie for me and my wife or something like that. It
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense. I'd rather just go to a theater. So But yeah, crazy
True.
stuff. Well, do you
Cool,
have any
man.
other news or
Yeah.
anything
Well,
interesting?
there's a movie. I don't know if you saw, but there's a movie I know that you've been wanting to watch, and you've mentioned before. Sound of Metal is now
Yeah,
in theaters.
it is in
So
theaters
yeah, it's in theaters right now. It's
because
playing
I
at
know
at
that
least
they're.
one theater here, and it's coming on Prime on December 4th.
And I saw two people I follow on Letterboxd have reviewed it already. I think they gave it 4 stars. So that's.
Nice. Yeah, it looks good. I'm excited to see it.
I mean, it has an interesting plot, so that's why when I
Hmm.
first heard about it, I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing it.
I mean, it has a
Um,
7.2 on IMDb right now.
nice. And there's another movie I think is out right now. Yeah. I didn't even know. I swear, either I just forgot or I had no idea this was a thing. But there's a new Croods movie that's out. Do you see
Oh,
that?
what? No.
So
I
the
mean,
way I
I
saw
heard about it,
it,
but I didn't know it was coming out.
well, I, I was actually watching. It was on Kim Kardashian's story on Instagram. She posted a picture of uh like them. I don't know if they're in, or I think they're watching it at home or something. I don't know, but there's a screen of The Croods, A New Age, and then she said, "Movie night. Wow, this was so cute. You all have to go see it. The kids loved Air. Loved Air. Is that a name of a character or something? Or did she mean
Oh,
it?"
I'm not sure.
I just was reading it now. I'm like, wait, Air? What does that mean? Anyway, but yeah, so Kim Kardashian loved it, so must be the best movie of the year.
That's crazy.
I never saw the first one. Did you ever see it?
I did see it. It was okay.
It's okay. Nice. It looked kind of funny. I never saw it. Um, but yeah, so there's that. That's exciting. Yeah, other than that, I don't think there's nothing else I could think of.
Yeah, I'm looking at my movie theater and they're not really showing anything.
Mm.
What was that? What's that one theater that I went to again? The
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 Alamo Draft House.
yeah, Alamo Draft House.
Alamo, Alamo Schmalamo.
I'm curious if they're showing anything. Oh, never mind, they're closed.
Oh, nice.
Psych. But
Sight?
I was just quickly looking at it. Son of Metal has 86 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and it has a 97%.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it. So we'll have to, whenever it comes on Prime or whatever, we'll have to talk about it. But I didn't really. I was just looking on my letterbox. I haven't watched anything else since the last movie
Mm,
I watched was First Cow, and we talked about that last
mhm.
last one. Have you watched anything? Is there anything?
No, I haven't watched. I mean, I was
Wow.
watching some shows or whatever, but
Mm.
I watched and I'm caught up. I haven't watched the newest Mandalorian episode, but I watched the most recent one.
Yeah, I haven't watched the newest one yet either, but
And it was kind of interesting to see the new characters that came in play and kind of maybe where the direction's gonna go. So
yeah.
this one friend I have, it was funny. He tweeted, he's like, if this newest episode, the one that came out yesterday, he's like, if this newest episode taught me anything, it's that Mando really does love the child, but he really does not feed this kid at all. And I'm
It's
like, it's so true. He's
true.
always hungry.
Very true.
So I thought that was funny. But
Baby Yoda's hungry.
and then I watched that Hulu FX original show. I watched the A Teacher. I don't know if you've heard about it.
No, I haven't. What is this?
So it has the guy that played Love Simon, and then it has the girl that was what's her face? Katie Mara.
Okay.
Kate Mara, sorry, Kate Mara. My bad. She's like the Fantastic Four. She was in House of Cards, like that. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah.
It's just a stupid show. So I like it's just dumb. It's just dumb.
Okay, cool. Oh,
It's basically just about like this like teacher that gets like hired and then like she starts hooking up with like this student
oh,
and yeah,
okay.
it's just stupid. But
Nice.
hey, the wife wanted to watch it, so
Nice.
I'm gonna be nice and I'm gonna watch it with her, I guess.
Hmm. Nice.
So
Yeah, I haven't heard of it. I'm gonna have to do a little reading about it. Looks interesting. Sounds like a good time.
but besides that, like I haven't like watched anything really else.
Just some kinky teacher stuff.
Hey, it
That's
wasn't me,
it's
wasn't
okay.
me. It's kind of crazy too because like I will be honest, like it has like that feeling of like a 13 Reasons Why where they're trying it's kind of like trying to be like a learning show in a sense where like the beginning of the episode it talks about like if you know anybody that is being groomed, call this number, and then at the end of
Hmm.
like each episode it's like, hey, if you are struggling with this or like you need to talk to someone, call this number. And it's like this is exactly kind of like what,
Yeah.
because it's almost like if they didn't have that, the show would only be having publicity for not having that kind of stuff. So the fact
Hmm.
that they have that, it's just they're trying to make it like educational or something like that. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Well, great. That sounds like a great time.
So
Nice. Well, I started watching a show too. I started watching HBO's wait, what is it called? Freaking
oh, okay,
We Are What We Are? Is that what that is?
we are who we
We
are.
We Are Who We Are. Yeah, yeah. I started watching We Are Who We Are. And I've only seen the first episode so far, but I really liked it a lot. I'm gonna keep watching it.
It looks good. I've
Yeah.
heard good things about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems really good. I'm actually excited to keep watching it. Um, had a good pilot episode that pulled me in.
Well, it's so hard because I feel like HBO Max has been releasing like a lot of like original content, and it's like I want to
Mhm.
watch them, but there's like so much of it. It's like I don't know where to start.
Yeah,
So,
they also just released a new you know how they're doing the Adventure Time specials? There's a new one
oh
with
really?
yeah, there's a new one with it's called what is it? Obsidian
Mm.
with I think it's Princess Bubblegum and what's the one witch girl? I don't remember her name, but I don't know, but it looks fun. I want to watch it.
Did you watch that show?
Yeah, I love Adventure Time. I haven't
Oh,
seen much of it. I don't know how many seasons there are, but in the beginning I watched probably the first few seasons, I think.
I've only seen a couple episodes,
Uh,
but I know it's good.
yeah, it's funny. I love it. The BMO special that they did was on HBO Max was really fun too. It was just like all about BMO, and I really I like the idea of like these long specials. I think it was only like 45 minutes or something, so it was pretty much just like a long episode about BMO.
So
But
how does this work? Because I thought they ended the show. So are
well,
they just
this is like a different thing. These are like just 45-minute to an hour, whatever specials. Um, and the first one came out, it was probably like a few months ago, and they
hmm
just now released a new one. So they're kind of like,
so they're just producing specials now, or
I, 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 I guess, I don't know.
hmm.
Yeah, I don't really follow the whole Adventure Time news, but yeah,
Man,
it's
I thought
cool.
you were a lifelong fan, die-hard fan.
I
Just kidding.
am hardcore, bro.
Oh, I did forget. I did finish the series Queen's Gambit. I did finish
I
that.
feel like every week you say that you finished it.
Nope, I finished it.
Okay, okay. Oh yeah, last week I was saying, oh wait, I thought you watched it. And you're like, no, 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 I haven't finished it yet. Okay. So did you like it?
Yeah, I did really like it,
Yeah.
and
Nice.
I've been trying to convince other people to watch it, and everybody
Cool.
that's watched it so far, they really like it. And it's funny too because I was, playing with Kyle, like one of my friends last night playing some video games, and we were talking about like something, and he's like, "Yeah, like when I get off, like I'm gonna like continue to watch Queen's Gambit." I was like, "Oh shit, you're watching the show too?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, it's so good." And it's just
Nice.
funny because it's one of those things where I don't think it's getting like a ton of publicity. I mean, it's starting to, like it is now, but like I feel like in the beginning, like nobody really obviously knew anything about it, but it's just interesting to see a wide variety of different people watching it. So you should
Hmm.
watch it.
Cool. I'll be sure to never watch it.
Just download it on your phone and just watch it.
Hmm. I feel like because you like it, it makes me not want to watch it.
Oh, come on, man.
You're just hyping it up. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I'm not gonna watch
I
We
don't.
Are Who We Are or what we
Yeah,
are, who
and I'm
we
not.
will be.
And I'm not asking you to. And hey, it took how many episodes of The Queen's Gambit are there?
7.
Yeah, 7. Why did it take you like 2 months to watch it? Explain me
It
that.
didn't take me 2 months
If it's that good, why didn't you binge it in a day?
because it's just I think a 7 episode series. I don't think there's any other seasons that are gonna happen.
So are you saying that you were savoring it?
I was taking my time. That's what I was doing.
Okay, okay. Okay, 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 okay. All right. Okay, cool. I'll make sure that I watch it. Actually, not. No, I probably will. I just don't really watch very many shows, and it definitely looks good, and I want to watch it. So I mean, it's on
It's got your
my.
favorite. It's got your favorite actress in it, man.
Yeah, she's great. Is it better than the New Mutants though?
Yes.
But what about her accent in the New Mutants? Come on, that was so good.
That was really good, but she does have a good one in this one.
Okay, okay. All right, all right. Um, yeah, I've had such a hard time watching shows. Like I started watching The Sopranos, and I got through the first season, and then I just kind of stopped watching it. Not because I don't want to watch it, just because I don't like watching shows.
No,
Um,
I agree with you.
it's just such a big commitment, and then like I'll go, and then once I go more than like 2 weeks without watching the show or whatever, then I'm like, oh, you start forgetting like what was happening, in the
Exactly.
past episodes, and you're like, oh well, I don't know. I've been having a tough time.
I'm like the same way with all those HBO Max like shows like the Love Country Craft or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I started it, didn't keep watching. I watched like the first 3 episodes. I liked it. I thought it was cool, but honestly, I probably will never go back to it just because just because I have such a hard time. And I've been wanting to watch Twin Peaks again, and I'm like, okay, I need to like
I'm
buckle
actually on
in and
the
just
the second season for that.
really?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, dude.
All right, I'm gonna go. It was
All right,
nice.
well, this has been great. Hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving.
I'm not thankful for you.
Except for Nate. I hope you have a shitty Thanksgiving, and I hope the pie sucks.
Watch, it's gonna suck ass. I'm gonna send you a picture. What the hell, man? You cursed it.
No, I'm sure it'll be great. I take it back.
I did actually like when I was going through shows and with my wife. I was like, well, we could watch like Twin Peaks. We could watch like this, and we didn't choose Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks was not chosen. Yeah, that's okay. My wife refuses to watch Twin Peaks with me, but she loves the music.
Mm.
She loves the music in it, but she does not. She
Why
always
doesn't she want to watch it?
she claims that she hates it, and I'm like, you've never watched it. She's like, yeah, I've seen some of it. I hate it, and I'm like, okay, whatever. She just wants to hate it because it's kind of like how I want to hate Queen's Gambit because you like it. she she just wants to hate. She just wants to hate everything that I like.
That's why you guys are perfect for each other, huh?
Exactly.
That's so funny.
Yeah, man, it's great. But speaking of Twin Peaks, we watched a David Lynch film.
Yes, we did.
from 1980, I think, right? In 1980, is that right? Um, The Elephant Man.
19. Wait.
Well, I saw something that
Yeah,
said
it's 1982.
1982.
Yeah, it's
Like,
1982.
oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
you were
So,
correct.
okay. Okay. But, so yeah, so we watched The Elephant Man. This is David Lynch's second feature film,
hmm
based on a true story about John Merrick, who was a uh, severely deformed person who was exhibited in uh, freak shows, and he's called the Elephant Man. Um, and and in this and in this movie, John Hurt plays the Elephant Man, and then he meets Frederick Treves, the doctor, who's played by Anthony a young, beautiful, handsome Anthony Hopkins,
Yep.
who
Yes,
kind of
sir.
kind of saves him, um, and brings him into the hospital and begins to treat him and help him, um, and yeah, they form a beautiful little friendship, and it's a really moving, and I've only seen this movie once before. It's been a while, and I forgot how um, just how emotional the movie is, and um, I kind of cried a little bit, to be honest.
What part did you cry at?
Pretty much every part, all the parts. I mean, when the part when he's being chased by everyone at the train station or whatever,
Oh
and he's like
yeah.
backed up into the bathroom,
I
that
am not an animal.
yeah, and it's just like that whole part was so intense too, just like how these kids are like kind of chasing him and harassing him, and then they take off his mask, and you're like, oh no, and everyone starts noticing him and following him, and when he when he starts screaming at them, I'm not an animal. It's like, oh damn, I am a human being. It's pretty intense. There's a lot of moments like that. I feel like it feels like every other scene there's something equally as powerful or traumatic and just sad. Um, so yeah. But what did you think of the movie?
How did he die again? Oh,
Um,
okay, asphyxia. I
yeah,
had a feeling.
yeah. Well, and yeah,
Yeah,
and
obviously
and
with
and
the condition.
yeah. Well, and the end of the movie's sad too because he talks about how he has to sleep sitting up because of
Yeah.
his deformities and everything, and he wishes he tells the doctor multiple times like I wish that I could sleep like a normal person like, and he has that there's that at the end of the movie like he's getting ready to go to bed and he looks over at the picture and you see the kid or whatever laying in bed sleeping, and oh, he's gonna go to sleep now and he's gonna die. He wants to sleep like that, and he lays down, and then the next thing you see is it's um like a vision of his mom, and
hmm
she, what did she say again at the end, like there is no death or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I think it's a quote from
It says
something.
Merrick was consoled by his vision of his mother, who quotes, "Nothing will die."
Yeah, nothing will die, and the movie ends. You're like, oh shit.
I am not an elephant. I am not an animal. I am a human being. I am a man. I thought it was really good. I remember hearing about this and reading some things about not necessarily the movie, but um,
John Merrick.
yeah. And so I just always thought it was kind of like one of those tragedy kind of things. So I was going into it just kind of with an open mind, how they were gonna play it out. And like right from the beginning, I like how they didn't really focus that much on him being like in a circus animal, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
I like how like, it showed a little portion of that, but right away he started building like a relationship with the doctor, Anthony Hopkins character. And just like the connection they had where, he's trying to convince people to take care of him in the hospital and, don't just ignore his condition. Like, don't, just go about like how you would work or whatever. And then he like convinced like the governor of the hospital to keep him there. I enjoyed that whole scene too, where that like what was it, someone royal or whatever? I can't remember. Where they like gave
Yeah.
permission for him to stay at the hospital, and after they just had like this huge like confrontation between some of the doctors in the hospital and everybody, they all
Hmm.
had to vote to keep him in there. And so that was kind of a good scene that I enjoyed.
Yeah, I like that too.
But I think the best part was the fact that he like started quoting like the Bible,
Oh
and he's like,
yeah.
"I didn't teach him that. I didn't teach him that."
Hmm.
And so then it was just nice to see his character like really just automatic like transform into like this different person as soon as he began to be accepted.
Hmm.
And so, like the whole scene, like the part that I got emotional a little bit was the part where he's having tea with the doctor and his wife,
Yes.
and she's like, talking to him, and then he's just like, and he just starts talking about how like he's never had like a woman like who she was like talk to him before, and like not scream in a sense. So, and then she
Hmm.
started crying, and so it was just overall it was a heartfelt movie.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
it was
and
interesting because when I was looking up the movie and stuff, I saw that BBC is doing like a upcoming biopic of
oh
it,
really?
and
Oh.
they're having the Stranger Things Charlie Heaton. He's gonna be starring in it.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah,
Hmm.
I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with that and how they do it.
That's cool. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Um, but yeah, so um, and this movie is, it's David Lynch's second
Hmm.
feature, and it's like it's just a straight up drama. Uh,
Yeah.
like it, if you like after watching like Lost Highway and Mulholland Drive and Blue Velvet, like you wouldn't expect
Oh no.
to see something like this from him. And this is one of these movies that I feel like most, well, it's one of his, it's definitely one of his, it's definitely well known, and it had a lot of, critical acclaim at the time and stuff, and a lot of nominations and everything like that. But I feel like a lot of people who have seen David Lynch's movies, like, they kind of maybe don't think about this one as much, just because it's not quite as Lynchian as as something else like Eraserhead, just because it's a different movie, kind of like his movie A Straight Story, which is another just a straight up drama. Um, but he's really good. He's really good at doing this, and he definitely still he has his style, and there's definitely some moments where you're like, okay, yeah, this is very like a David Lynch kind of thing, like with the part when he's having those like nightmares or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Just like the editing and the sound design. The sound design of the movie is really great, and I love the score.
Hmm.
Um, and the black and white cinematography is great. Looked really good. And I think this is a new 4K restoration that they just did recently in the last couple of years.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Yeah, yeah,
It looked really nice.
it looked really really nice. It looks great. So that was cool. Yeah, I really love.
It's crazy because go
No, no,
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
No, no,
Go
no.
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I just really
No,
love.
go. You
I just love how the movie looks. Um, it just looks really good.
I was just gonna say I really like enjoyed how they did this movie in black and white, and it's crazy to think that this movie did come out like in 1982, because with that black and white and seeing how young Anthony Hopkins is and just how they were trying to go about doing this movie with the time era, obviously. It really felt like I was watching something that was like back like in like just a super old movie,
Mm-hmm.
like in the like 1940 or something like that, or 1950. And so I thought he did a really good job filming this movie, and I thought the black and white fit it perfect.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and I think that the the makeup for John Merrick was really great too, and
oh
I
yeah.
think that the black and white probably helped that. Like I don't know if it would look, maybe it wouldn't look quite as good if it was in color, but with the black and white, it makes it like it looks totally real. Um, and I was reading, so David Lynch, he when he was when they're directing this movie, he was working on like making the mask or whatever for the Elephant Man, but it just like it didn't work out. And I remember I listened to the audio book, The Room to Dream, the David Lynch book, and they talked about how he wanted to do so much, and they're like, hey, like it's okay, we can get someone else to do, like, let someone who does makeup do this. But he really wanted to do the makeup effects for the Elephant Man. It didn't really work out, and they got someone else to do it. But they used like an original like cast of John Merrick's head. So like they had an actual cast of his head that they worked off of to create it. And I saw something I they with and John Hurt, who plays the Elephant Man in this, John Merrick, is really good too. Yeah, I thought he was really great. His performance was really great.
Hmm.
And it's one of these movies where you have no idea. Like someone could watch this movie, you don't know who, if you didn't read who's playing who's playing John Merrick. There's no way you could tell because he's unrecognizable with all the makeup and stuff. So it's cool that he took the role. But it was funny because it took like, I think it took something like 5 hours a day just to get his makeup and everything ready.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise
It's
me.
crazy. So I think they had him working like alternating days or something like that. But there was something where John Hurt was like, uh, he said something along like they're trying to make me like hate acting now because just because of having to go through that process every day kind of sucked. But uh, but yeah, it was worth it.
Well, like looking at like the actual pictures of Joseph Merrick, and then how they did it in the Elephant Man, it really does look spot on.
Yeah, it
With
looks really
the
close.
with the mouth and everything, and like especially the deformities on the head.
Yeah,
They did a good job in this.
yeah,
So I am interested to see how they do on this BBC show, to see how they play it out or whatever.
yeah. It'll be
So
interesting. Hmm.
what what kind of disease was it again?
I don't know. Oh, his skeleton is on display in in the Royal London Hospital.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't know. That's
Can you
cool.
imagine dying and then they display your skeleton?
That's crazy. That's crazy. Um,
Joseph Merrick disease. What exactly it's called? Oh, obviously it's it's elephantitis. It's a disorder now to be thought either by extremely severe case of neurofibromatosis and or the result of disease known as Proteus syndrome. Interesting.
yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. And it's crazy in this movie to see just how cruel people were.
Oh yeah.
Just it's just really it's very upsetting to watch, and knowing that it's a true story, it's like it makes it uncomfortable, and especially with that one. Well, I don't remember that guy's name, but that one douchebag who would like go get people
Like
to.
the person that worked in the hospital
Yes,
or
yeah, that
whatever.
guy that worked there, and he would bring people at night to go see him.
That whole scene was so unset. I
Oh
was so
my
pissed off watching
gosh.
it.
The scene where, yeah, when he brings all those people and he brings, what was the circus guy's name? That had, yeah,
Bites.
Bites. And he brings Bites and you're like, oh no, this is not going to be good. And the music that's playing, they're making these girls like kiss him and dance with him, and they're playing this
They're
music.
pouring alcohol
Oh
down his
yeah, they're pouring
throat, and
alcohol all over him.
they trashed his
They
room. And then
ruined,
kind of like a bar mitzvah thing. They had raised him in the chair,
yeah,
and
man.
they're parading him in the room.
Oh, that was that part was so just it was upsetting. Like I was like I
And then to top it off, right after that, then his like original person that was displaying him as like a freak or whatever, like kidnaps him
yeah
or something. And so he has like this terrible ass night with all these people, and then he gets taken away.
yeah yeah that was pretty crazy. And then they ruined his cathedral that he was making too. Like you see
Yeah.
like it the next morning when people are coming in to see him and see his rooms just trashed, and they ruined his cathedral that he's been working hard on and everything. But it was interesting when the whole part when when Bites comes and takes him and he's part of the circus act again or whatever. And now you can tell that kid who in the beginning who kind of just didn't really care either, who works with Bites or whatever. But
Yeah.
now he cares. You can tell that he cares about John Merrick and he and some of the other people that are at this circus or whatever. They help him escape, which was nice.
And then he takes a train, and then we have that emotional train station scene.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy because like after I got done watching it, and sometime like as I was watching it too, I was just thinking how it's crazy that David Lynch was the one that directed, just because you know some of the movies that I've watched first, have been Blue Velvet, have been some of those types of movies, and
Hmm.
so seeing like how he does those kind of movies, and then he's doing something I would say more serious. Like with this movie, it was just really nice to see the range that David Lynch has, and
Yeah.
I appreciated the craft that he's able to do.
Yeah, it's definitely it's great. Um, it's definitely up there with the best of his movies. I loved it, and it's funny too you saying
Oh,
that because um, this movie was um, produced by, why can't I think of what's his name?
Jonathan
No,
Singer.
well, him, and then Mel Brooks. I was like drawing a blank on Mel Brooks. Um, but Mel Brooks produced this movie, and he didn't want his name on it attached to it at all because he's known for his comedies and everything, and he didn't want people to see produced by Mel Brooks and expect it to be a comedy.
That makes sense why his name's not on
Hmm.
this.
And um, and he, when he was when they had the script for this movie and everything, someone showed him David Lynch's Eraserhead, and he loved it, and he loved Eraserhead, and he talked to David Lynch, um, and I remember David Lynch was surprised that they wanted him to do this movie, so it's pretty cool, pretty cool.
Well, a cool little fact that I just that I was reading about, like after the movie, it said that Bradley Cooper
Oh yeah,
credited watching this film with his dad as a child, and that's why he had that inspiration to become an actor. And then
yeah.
he ended up playing the character in a Broadway in
Oh,
2013.
I
So I
didn't know
thought that
that.
was interesting.
That's cool.
Hmm.
Interesting. Something else that's interesting. So there's a lot of on the Criterion. there's a bunch of special features and interviews and stuff, and I watched one of the interviews with John Hurt, and he was saying that the movie did really, really well in Japan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, people in Japan loved it. And what's so funny is he said that there was like kids and people who were like they made like the Elephant Man masks, and they like had the one eye hole and everything, and like they were dressed up as the Elephant Man, like they were all about it. I thought that
Well,
was
now you
interesting.
know you can just keep your little bag that you had this year for Halloween, and next year you just put a hole in it.
Yeah. The mask, the whole look with the mask and the hat or whatever, yeah, I think it looks really cool. And like when he's on the
Hmm.
like that shot of him on the boat when he's like looking back looks really nice. And the look of it is cool. So
No, it is.
I could see why they like that, but also it's kind of it's one of those things where it's like feels a little weird, like dressing up as the Elephant Man. But But yeah, it's a little interesting. It's interesting to see sometimes, like when like there's some things that like do really well in somewhere like Japan, and like just this is funny because this is different. Um, I was trying to see if I could find pictures of because he talked about it like there were so many people that that had like the Elephant Man mask, but I couldn't really find much on it. But but yeah, man.
I I think like what I enjoyed about this movie was the fact that, in the beginning they didn't really show him. It was kind of like some faint like sneak peeks, I would say.
Hmm.
Where he's like the doctor showing him off to his colleagues, and they're taking pictures, and they're showing his condition and everything like that. But the whole time, the like what I would say like the first maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you haven't seen him at all really what he looks like. And so I like how they're
Yeah.
just kind of giving you little hints and pieces of like kind of like what he's going to look like, and then finally like you see him and you're like, "Oh wow."
Hmm.
And so
Yeah.
but it talks about how like the makeup took 7 to 8 hours
Yeah.
to apply each
That's
day and 2 hours to remove.
that's so long.
So Sir John Hurt would arrive on set at 5 a.m., shoot until noon, and then noon until 10, and then because of the strain of the actor, he worked alternate days.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, he got an Oscar nomination for it, so that's
Hmm.
good. That's good. I think out of all of David Lynch's movies, I think this movie got the most like award recognition and from critics and everything,
Yeah,
which makes
makes
sense
sense.
just because it is very, yeah, just Oscar bait type of thing.
I mean, Letterbox 20,000, the 20,000 people, like so the average is like a 4 star, but then it's pretty much even for 4 or 5 5-star movies. I gave it 4.5 stars.
Yeah, I gave it 4.5 stars as well. I I really love this movie, and I can't there's nothing that I could say bad about it, or like there's nothing like, I don't have any issues with it or anything. I think
Hmm.
it's it's almost it's pretty perfect, pretty pretty perfect, and I think that um, it is everything about it really works well. The acting and the cinematography and David Lynch's direction, it all comes together really nicely, and it's a really good, uh, moving movie.
When I feel like this is a David Lynch movie that you can recommend to like all people.
Yeah, this is like mhm. This is one that you can recommend to a normie.
I don't know if they'll watch Lost Highway or some of those, but I know they probably would definitely watch Elephant Man. I would rewatch it again for sure.
Yeah, same.
So when you first saw it, like when was that?
I probably saw it, I don't know, like 10 years ago or something.
Okay.
And when I first saw it, it was after I didn't really know anything about David Lynch, but I saw Eraserhead because I had a teacher who was obsessed with Eraserhead, and he made us watch. Yeah, he kept
Obsessed.
telling us about Eraserhead. I'm like, what the heck is this movie? He's like, it's the weirdest movie ever. And so we watched it, and I really liked it. And I was like, this is so weird. And I saw something about the Elephant Man, and I saw it was a David Lynch movie, and I was like, oh, it's the guy who did Eraserhead. And I was like, oh, let me watch it. And I didn't really know much about it going in. I think I read about it briefly, um, but yeah, I liked it a lot then. But watch it again now, I appreciate it a lot more.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, this was my first time seeing it, obviously. I liked it a lot, and I definitely would recommend it to people. So
very nice.
Very nice. Well, is there any other stuff that you want to talk about, or
No.
Or do you want to share what movie we're gonna watch next? We have a little bit of a Thanksgiving break, so the episode will come out a couple days after next week. But
yeah. So what are we watching?
No, you share.
Hey,
what
what the heck?
I'm just kidding.
This is your pick. You
we
tell me.
are going to watch Gone Girl.
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl. Yep. And it looks like it's on Hulu. By David Fitchner.
Oh, nice. Fitchner? David Fitchner.
Fitchner. I'm just trying. Fitchner.
You know, David Fitchner. Director of
Fitch.
you know, Fight
Fitchner.
Club and Fitchner.
Fitchner.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to that. And everybody have a safe and fun Thanksgiving. Hey, Cody, get some whiskey in Tennessee, okay?
Okay.
I want you to do the next episode. I want you to do a taste testing of all the different whiskeys.
Sounds good.
Slurp in and sip in.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll do that. Can't wait. All right, guys. Well, have a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for listening. We love you.
All right.